Welcome back into Great Day, Washington. Our next guest is a New York Times best-selling author known for writing books about the women of the American Revolutionary period. And just in time for Mother's Day, her long-awaited novel, A Founding Mother, is being released next week. Joining us now to tell us more about her latest book is Laura Kamoie. Welcome to Great Day, Washington. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. I am a big fan of your work.
I love that.
Yes, just a huge fan. Now we've got a new book, A Founding Mother. It's about Abigail Adams.
Yes.
For those of us unfamiliar, we just know her name. Who was she?
Well, Abigail Adams was the wife of one president and the mother of another, but she was also a mother, a founding mother, a first lady, and ultimately she was the founding mother with the most influential legacy.
Okay, what I love about your writing is that we just know these names from history, but we don't know about them, what they did, how influential and powerful they were at that time, and you really dive really deep into their lives. Why now with Abigail Adams? Why did you choose her?
Well, we've written several other books. A Founding Mother is about Abigail, but we also wrote about Patsy Jefferson in America's First Daughter and about Eliza Schuyler Hamilton in My Dear Hamilton. And we wanted someone who could tell a substantially different story about the Revolutionary period, because she is alone for years at a time while her husband is doing a variety of nation-building activities. And also with the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, Abigail's story was really the perfect one for this year.
A lot of the stories are about founding mothers. What brings you to those types of women in general?
Yeah, I think the Revolutionary period is typically thought of by the great men of the era who wrote the Declaration or wrote the Constitution or fought the battles. But the women were equally as important and their contributions were equally as significant to the revolutionary cause. And so it's become our mission to use Abigail's own famous words to remember the ladies of this era.
Yeah, I love your mission. Thank you for bringing women to the forefront, because we hadn't heard all that much about them. What do you say to people who feel like the Revolutionary era, well, that was a long time ago, what is the relevance? Besides that it's a fantastic story, but...
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people sort of feel that way. I do believe that the Hamilton musical answered that question for a lot of people. But in terms of our books, what I would say is the people of the founding era were just ordinary men and women, and yet they wrote these foundational documents and they built this government and they fought for this independence. And that's something that's still very relevant, because when they were creating our country, they were creating what they referred to as a more perfect union. It's never been perfect, and the exercise of trying to perfect it is one that we still all need to be engaged with today. And so I think that's how it becomes really relevant for regular people.
Of course, we can always learn from history.
Exactly.
And if you are a fan of Hamilton the musical, you've got to read My Dear Hamilton. That is like top 3, one of my favorite books. I love that book so much. Now I understand you have an event coming up, a release for this book. When is that?
We do. Release day is Tuesday, May 5th, and that day we have an event at Green Hill Vineyards with Middleburg Books. And so we're going to be giving a talk and signing books and sampling wine. So it's going to be just a lovely celebration.
Oh, lovely. Now, will your co-author be there with you on that day?
Yes, she will. Okay. We're going to be doing really a 2.5-week tour, and we'll be doing all the events on that tour together.
Yeah. What do you love about kind of having those, you know, you can sit down with people who love your work and they're asking you questions? What do you love about that?
That's really some of the most rewarding part, because, you know, the book is yours while you're writing it, but once you release it, the book belongs to the readers. And so then you get to hear their feedback and sense their excitement and really talk with them. They love to know the behind the scenes of the writing, and it's fun to get to share that and really have the time to celebrate with the people who make what we do possible.
I love that. Well, I hope to go, and I hope people can go. They need to register. Thank you so very much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. To learn more or to pre-order a copy of A Founding Mother, go to drekamoie.com.